Category 5 hurricane came into Chicago tonight as the Blackhawks are embarrassed on home ice against the Carolina Hurricanes, losing 7-2. No one except for Anton Frundell for the Blackhawks showed up to play tonight. That was a flat out disgrace and embarrassment on ice. Why am I saying it like that? I get it, against a team who's viewed as a Stanley Cup contender. Well, that said team was playing a bunch of Chicago Wolves players. You should have gotten up to play, especially on your first home game in a while. That was disgusting how bad the Hawks were in this one. They couldn't get the puck. They started out slow. Spencer Knight had his worst game in a Blackhawk uniform. I am saying it because it's true. He was frankly terrible in net. The Hawks looked horrible. They could not get the puck. They were getting helmed in the defensive zone. Spencer Knight couldn't see the puck well. And, well, the Blackhawks get embarrassed and blown out at the United Center 7-2. Again, Anton Frundell was the best player on ice for the Chicago Blackhawks, and that was it. No one else came to play. Maybe Louis Crevier with 2 assists, but that's it. The Hawks really played bad hockey. They didn't know what they're doing out there. Going 0 for 4 on the power play. When you have that 5-forward attack, you should be shooting the puck more. No. Carolina was shutting it down. And Carolina go 0 for 1 on their power play. Shots per period, 7-7 in the first. 8-9 in favor for the Blackhawks in the second. 7-9 in favor for the Blackhawks in the third. Total shots on goal, 22-25 in favor for your Chicago Blackhawks. And Spencer Knight let in all 7 of the goals. That is a save percentage of .682 in a game. That's not good. Spencer Knight had a rough game. Everyone up front of him played bad. But letting in 7 goals on 22 shots, that's not going to look good for your numbers. And there were maybe 2 goals I would say he truly would have liked to have back. The rest were the Hawks were not making the smart decisions in the defensive zone, i.e., the Hawks couldn't get the puck out of the zone multiple times, leading to goals against. I get it. There's 3 games left on the season because this was the 4th to last game of the year. First one back in the United Center on this homestand. It's just frustrating. I get it. Maybe we weren't going to win this game, but you could have played better hockey than letting in 7 goals on your first game back in the United Center after a road trip and having a few days off. So, first period of play, it was Carolina coming right out of the gates. 19 seconds into the game, puck in the net. Sean Walker scores his 8th of the season, assisted by Nikolai Ehlers to make it a 1-0 game. Right off the hop, 19 seconds into the game. So I'm like, well, it's only 19 seconds into the game. We could still be in it. No. Carolina continued to press. Hawks held into the defensive zone for a while. Then they get a break and go down the ice midway through the first period. And finally, the Hawks get some offense going. At 10:48 in the first period, scored by number 16, Anton Frundell. His first of the night, second of the season, assisted by number 46, Louis Crevier. Crevier, the big semi-truck going dangling through like a power forward, lays out Natuskin of the Hurricanes, loses the puck. Frundell picks it up, buries it. Hawks on the board. We're tied at 1 apiece. Doesn't last long because Carolina continues to press. The Hawks, yes, have some offensive momentum, moving the puck, getting some chances, and then the Hawks lose control at 17-10 in the first. Logan Stankoven scores his first of the night, 20th of the season, unassisted as the Hawks turn the puck over and Stankoven goes down the ice and puts it in the net. However, what I should mention, this comes after a face-off loss in the neutral zone because the Hurricanes had a goal taken away because Brenda Moore interfered with Spencer Knight, taken off the board immediately, and then Stankoven takes control of a face-off, gets it in the offensive zone. Hawks don't loses a control to get it back out. Nope. And Stankoven goes down and buries it past Knight. Hawks now down by 1, and now it's the Hurricanes with a 2-1 lead after 1. We go into the second period of play. Yeah, the Hawks outshot Carolina, but it didn't feel like it. It was a slow period, and Carolina took advantage. 4 minutes and 8 seconds into the second period, Logan Stankoven, after a bad turnover in the defensive zone for his second of the game, 21st of the season, assisted by Hall and Blake to make it a 3-1 game, 4:08 into the second. Bad turnover leads to this goal because Crevier tried passing it over to Vlasic, and Vlasic can't get control of it, and Blake steals, gets it to Hall. Hall gets it to Stankoven for Stankoven to bury it. Hawks have a little bit of offensive zone attack, can't get anything going, and Carolina gets on the board again. At 14:50 in the second period, the Hurricanes add to the lead and make it a 4-1 game. Janikowski scores his first of the night, 9th of the season, assisted by Niskanen and Carrier to make it a 4-1 game. Then we go into the third period, down by 3. Okay, maybe the Hawks will figure something out in the intermission. No, they don't. They don't, because the Hurricanes continued to press, and at 5:47 in the third period, Keandre Miller scores his 8th of the season, assisted by Carrier, to make it a 5-1 game. And then a minute later, a tip-in for the Hawks to get on the board again at 6:09 in the third period, scored by number 16, Anton Frundell, his second of the night, third of the season, assisted by Crevier and Vlasic to get the Hawks back on the board and within 3. Okay, Frundell's now on hat-trick watch for the Hawks, but there's another player on hat-trick watch for the Hurricanes. However, I should mention how the goal before the Frundell goal happened. Hawks had a power play, it was killed, and Burakovsky turns over the puck. Going down the ice, Keandre Miller gets it and buries it past Spencer Knight. Why is Burakovsky back in the lineup again after being healthy scratched finally in San Jose? I do not understand that decision by Jeff Blashill. However, no one played well tonight by the Hawks. Then the Frundell, second of the night, he gets on the board again. Hawks now start feeding him the puck to try and get a hat trick, even though it doesn't go in for him to get a hat trick because the Hurricanes continue to press at 8:13 in the third. Taylor Hall, yes, the former Blackhawk, scores his 18th of the season, assisted by Gus Despair and Stakehoven to make it a 6-2 game. And to add salt to the wound, to make it 7-2, Jankowski scores his 10th of the season, second of the night, assisted by Carrier, and that's the final score. At 12:51 in the third, it's 7-2. Hawks don't have much going. They get a late power play. Hawks don't put it in. Frendell nearly had it for a hat trick. You just ring the pipe. And the Hawks lose this thing 7-2 to the Carolina Hurricanes. Am I upset with what I saw tonight? Yes, I'm very. That was disgraceful. Am I glad to see Anton Frendell get a 2-goal game? Yeah, it's nice to see that. I would have liked to see everyone else contribute tonight than just the 18-year-old centerman. It's frustrating. It's frankly just frustrating. So down in the comments down below, I want to hear what your thoughts were on this Category 5 hurricane that came into Chicago as the Hawks lose 7-2. And thank you for watching the broadcast despite the outcome. And most of all, we have 3 games to go. Please put on a show.